Okay, cool. All right, so the title of today's discussion is The Divine Disguise: Why God Hides Within You to Be Found. This journey is about dissolving illusions, okay? It is about realizing that everything that is not love or prosperity is an illusion. There's only love and there's only prosperity. And if you truly start studying life, you'll see this, right? The flowers don't stress to grow. They just grow. They're taken care of, okay? The birds don't stress to get their food. They're just taken care of divinely by nature, by God, by Mother Nature, by themselves, by whatever, right? But we as humans create this system that creates this illusion of needing to strive and run and work and do all of these things when reality just takes care of you. God just takes care of you. So when we're dissolving the illusion of lack, okay, it's not that things necessarily have to look different instantly. It's that we wake up to the truth and we start to actually look at life correctly. With righteous judgment, we say, everything just is. And the way it is, I allow it to be, knowing that the way it is going to unfold perfectly for me. I don't have to try to get this person to change. I don't have to try to do anything. I simply choose to see them as perfect, and they do change. I don't have to sit there and focus on being prosperity and abundance and order all my thoughts around and feel a certain way. I simply know that I'm abundance, in the situation that's in front of me, I know that it will shift to grant me the prosperity that I am. I don't have to focus on this person, this single specific person loving me or coming back. I simply know myself as love. I see the situation in front of me. I allow it to be whatever it is, knowing that it will unfold to me. Life just does what it does. Life takes care of itself. And why? Why does life just take care of itself? Because everything is God, and God can take care of itself. God doesn't need your micromanaging. Okay? So this is the getting rid of the illusion. When we start to look at life and we start to remove the illusion, believing that you have to micromanage God is an illusion. Believing that what you see right now is not prosperity is an illusion. The same thing that you see in front of you, the same bank account, has the same substance of God within it that will rearrange and grant you the money and prosperity that you want. The same this version of this person, okay, within them is still the same substance of God that will rearrange and allow a new version of them, a different version of them to step forward. But it's all God and it's all here right now. You stand in the middle of a miracle. You stand in the middle of God. You are God. You stand within God as God. So we're going to talk about this kind of illusion of separation, because I say these things and I get it, right? I get it. Sometimes it's like, I get it, Alex, that I'm God intellectually, but I just don't feel it. I just don't feel it though. Like, how do I embody it? How do I feel it more? And so I'll constantly have to come back to this, okay? Oneness with God is a fact, not a feeling, okay? Oneness with God just is. The fact that you are God is just a fact. Now, then why do I feel separate sometimes? Well, because you are love and God is love, how else would you experience the love that you are without the illusion of separation? How would you experience the love that you are without the illusion of separation? How would you experience the prosperity that you are without the illusion of separation? How? So the illusion of separation is a necessary grace, a necessary blessing. Okay? It's the only way that you can experience the becoming of yourself. Okay, so we're going to talk about all this. So I got a love letter to start with. I got a love letter to end with. So you get double teamed today. I know y'all love getting double teamed with y'all nasty asses, all right? So let's get into it. The quote that we're really going to talk about today is from the Quran, all right? Wherever you turn, there is the face of God. Beautiful. Wherever you turn, there is the face of God. All right. So my beloved son, I know you're probably surprised. He's always in the Bible, not a different text today. That's right. All right. So my beloved self, rest now. You have spent lifetimes trying to manage what has never needed your control. The rivers still run, the sun still rises, and your breath moves without command. This is grace in motion. God has already taken care of it all, and you are simply remembering that truth. You've been perfect. You've been God even when you didn't remember it. It's not that you have to be God. You've always been God. You've always been God. Here's the thing. You've always been God, and life has always been giving you exactly what you want. Now, here's your decision. Are you going to finally allow it to give you what you want by accepting that whatever you see is perfect and is unfolding perfectly to give you what you want? Or would you stay in the same cycle of judging things wrong? Of saying, it's not working out. I don't like this. This is against me. What are you going to do? You are God no matter what. Whether you believe it or not, you are source. You have whatever you want as God, but you get to make the decision. Am I going to accept that or reject it? Beautiful. All right. God is already taking care of it all, and you are simply remembering that truth. The universe hums in divine order, and you are not separate from it. You are its pulse, its rhythm, its awareness made flesh. Next part. All right. Abundance was never something to earn. It is the natural fragrance of your being. Love was never something to find. It has always been the space you breathe in. Peace is not an achievement. Peace is not an achievement. It is the quiet truth beneath every thought. Joy is not a visitor. It is the song of your eternal self. Everything else, the fear, the striving, the illusion of lack, is a passing dream dissolving in the light of your remembrance. There was a quote that I said on the last live, and it was, if you want to see the light, you don't stare at the light bulb. Okay? Because we often ask, well, where is God? I know I'm God and God is everywhere, but where is God? If you want to see light, you don't stare at the light bulb. You simply look around the room and you see everything illuminated. The fact that we ask, where is God? Look around. Look at the miracle that you stand in. You don't find God by staring in the sky for something. God's not going to blind you out of nowhere. You look around and you are in the presence of God. Your heart is beating right now. That is proof of God. That is proof of your divinity, your worthiness, your prosperity. Okay? So here we go. Everything else, right? The fear, the striving, the illusion of lack is a passing dream dissolving in the light of your remembrance. I don't remember who made the example, but imagine that you are the candle. Okay? There is no darkness. There is only prosperity. There is only God. Okay? And so when you walk in a room that is pitch black, it is simply you remembering that you are the candle, and you lighting that candle illuminates that room. And that is simply you remembering right now that I've always been God, and I have a choice to receive whatever I want. I have a choice to receive everything that I am right now. Okay? You no longer need to fix, chase, or prove. Life has already arranged itself in perfection. Even your detours were divine choreography. The same intelligence that turns galaxies turns your heart toward wholeness. You can trust the unfolding because it is your unfolding. So walk lightly, knowing that the I am within you is the silent architect of all that is. Let the current of existence carry you and call it worship. Let laughter be your prayer, stillness be your altar, and gratitude be your language. You are already home in the infinite, and everything is already done. Wonderful. Okay, so let's get into the meat and potatoes now. I know y'all love meat and know y'all love potatoes. All right, the divine disguise. Okay, why God hides to be found. Why God hides to be found. We're going to really talk about the illusion of separation. Okay, so the hidden face of the infinite. There are seasons when heaven feels silent. when the air between you and the divine grows thick with mystery. But this silence is not absence. Remember, God can never be absent from God. God can never be absent from God. Because God is God. Okay? God is God. All right? This silence is not absence. It is God hiding within the folds of your humanity, longing to be rediscovered through your eyes. The infinite wears the mask of the finite so that love may have something to reach for and something to embrace. What feels like distance is the choreography of union, the sacred hide and seek between creator and creation. So let's get deeper. Isaiah 45:15. Isaiah 45:15. Truly, you are a God who hides himself, O God of Israel, the Savior. Truly, you are a God who hides himself. Beautiful. All right. The divine disguise. We talked about this earlier, how the divine disguise is mercy. But I'm going to talk about it like we didn't talk about it earlier because some of y'all might not have been on here earlier. So we're going to talk about it now. All right. The divine disguise is mercy in motion. I want you to truly think about union, oneness. How would you experience life if you truly walked around with the consciousness right now of being one with everything? If you felt no separation, perceived no separation, you would go crazy. You wouldn't know up from down, left from right, back from forth, any of that. Okay. So the illusion of separation is divine mercy. Okay. You are all that there is, experiencing itself from the perception of being the center of all that there is. Beautiful game, right? So you're already all that there is, and you create this specific vantage point of yourself. You give yourself this ego, right? And this ego is a prism. Think of the ego as a prism, right? So light enters the prism and it's casted out. It's shot out, all right? So what's shot out of this prism that is your ego is your individual perspective. Okay? Think of this. The prism holds all the light that you are. It holds the wholeness of God, the wholeness of source that you are, all right? But it casts out light and it gives you an individualized perspective of yourself. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay? So you have an individualized perspective of yourself, but you're still all that there is. And so with this perspective, you are able to experience yourself. So you're the individualized perspective, choosing what part of all that it is it wants to experience within itself, which is already all that there is. Divine. Absolutely divine. All right. So here we go. The divine disguises mercy in motion. Without it, individuality could not exist, and consciousness would have no contrast by which to know itself. You are simply awareness being aware of itself. This is what humans are, right? Think everything is consciousness, okay? This vibration thermometer is consciousness, okay? The computer is consciousness. The phone is consciousness. I am consciousness. You're consciousness. What separates us from the mouse or the keyboard is that you have the ability to perceive yourself. Okay? We have the ability to be aware of ourself. Now, to be aware of yourself, all right? To be aware of yourself. If you are all that there is, what is a byproduct of being aware of yourself? I'm about to drop a gem right here. I'm about to really talk y'all through this. I know some of y'all like that. I'm about to drop a gem and talk y'all through this, okay? If you are all that there is, and you have this beautiful perception of yourself, right? Or you have this beautiful perspective. You have this individualized perspective. Okay? You're already all that there is, and you're aware of yourself. What's a natural byproduct of you as all that there is, being aware of yourself if you have an ego that only allows you to see one perspective at a time? Think about it. Think about it. The byproduct of being aware of all that there is, which is you, when you only have one individual perspective, is that you have desires, longings for more. You want to experience more of yourself. That's proof of your divinity. Think about it. You are all that there is. You are infinity. You are source, God, the entire universe. experiencing life through the prism of their ego. The ego holds all the light that you are. It shoots out an individual perspective, but you are aware of yourself. So you're still aware that you're infinite. So you naturally have desires to experience more and more of yourself. So you call it the feeling of lack, the feeling of desire, the feeling of want, hunger, but this is holy. This is just proof of your divinity, proof of your expansiveness, proof that you are so much more than what you're seeing right now. Accept your desire as the promise. Know that it will be fulfilled. Allow life to simply take care of itself. Allow God to take care of itself. Allow everything simply to be what it is. Accept your desire as proof of your truth, of the promise, of the covenant, and live your life. Right? So this is what your desire is. We will say, oh, you have to feel better about my desire. Right? It's because you've forgotten who you are, right? We play all of our life in this 3D, thinking that we have to feel better about a reality that we don't like. You don't want it, and you're trying to feel better about it. Think better thoughts about it. Suppress your desire so you don't feel it as much. But all of that is simply you're trying to change reality out there instead of accepting who you are right here, and right here is reality. Everything that you see out there is simply what? Attached to a different perspective of you, a different version of you, and all those versions are within you. So you have a desire attached to a whole new reality, and instead of you simply accepting that desire within you as the truth of your divinity, of your expansiveness, you're out here trying to change reality with thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings do not create reality. Thoughts and feelings are manifestations in themselves. I was having a talk with a client earlier, and they were like, oh, yeah, I know I'm not the mind. And I was like, okay, cool, good. And then later on, they were like, but I just feel like, I've been thinking about these two things. I'm thinking about what I want and don't want, and I'm kind of 50-50. I said, well, I thought you just said your thoughts didn't create reality. Oh my God, I caught myself in the contradiction. Yes, you did. When do your thoughts create reality? When you decide they do. Okay? Thoughts are a manifestation of what? Of how you feel, of what you've heard somebody say out there, of a book you've read, of a meme you scrolled by, of a song you listened to, and you get a thought. Your emotions are a manifestation of what? Something you see out there, something you perceive, something you read, something it's all a manifestation. But you still are. I am still is solid. I am is the creative power. Thoughts and emotions don't create anything unless you say they do. Unless I am says they do. Even that whole thoughts create reality. Okay, let's think about this. If that was the case, that means the next time that you binge watch a Netflix show for 3 weeks straight, and all you can think about is the Game of Thrones world. You think you in Westeros. You want a dragon. You want to get a dire wolf. Those things don't show up in your reality. Why? I thought thoughts created reality. You've been focused on dire wolves and thinking that you Jon Snow for the last 4 weeks. But nothing has showed up in your reality. Why? Why? Because thoughts don't create reality. Thoughts are just thoughts. They pass through. It's your identification with it. It's your acceptance that this is who I am. That is what creates reality. If thoughts create a reality, some of y'all have some crazy ass. Some of y'all be walking around with tails. Well, never mind. I do know. Never mind. I do know some interesting things. All right. So anyways, the divine disguise is mercy in motion. Without it, individuality could not exist. And consciousness would have no contrast by which to know itself. God hides not to torment you, but to teach you the joy of finding, right? See, when I said teach you, I know somebody probably leaning towards to punish me. To punish me? To test me? No, you're not being tested by anything. this beautiful experience. You're not being tested by shit, okay? God hides not to torment you, but to teach you the joy of finding. Just the moment that you caught yourself forgetting is simply an opportunity to remind yourself that you are divine and whole and worthy and perfect and prosperity and love and all them delicious things that you want to experience. You already are them. You feel me? In every question, in every ache for connection, the eternal is whispering, find me here too. In your anxiety, God is whispering, find me here too. This is just one of the many masks that God wears. In your joy, God is saying what? Find me here too. Find me here too. Okay? So the veil of experience. When you feel separate, it is not a flaw in your faith. Right? We're about to get a little bit deeper. When you feel separate, it is not a flaw in your faith. It is an initiation into deeper awareness. The veil of perception allows you to touch the edges of infinity without being consumed by it. So, quote by Meister Eckhart that I always reference, right? The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. I always talk about it. Let's break it down a little bit more though, okay? The very perception of distance is born from the same vision that unites you. You're perceiving separation, but there is no separation. Your oneness, your unity is a fact. Okay? So the goal isn't to just collapse. There's nothing to collapse. You're not trying to cross a bridge into oneness or unity. You already are God. Whether you believe it or not, whether you want to be or not, you just are God. It's about you simply remembering. It's an opportunity to remember. Now let's have a perception shift. Because we'll often think, if I'm not remembering, I'm not in my power. Once again, we're treating God like a vending machine. If I'm remembering, I'm putting a quarter in the vending machine. If I remember enough quarters, I can get a blessing. If I forget, it's like the quarters are just spilling out. That's not the case, y'all. You are God you're God whether you remember or forget. Forgetting just gives you an opportunity to remember, to experience the joy of reminding yourself it's all done and I'm still perfect even through my humanity. That's it. That's it. That's the only purpose. Okay? So here we go. Let's break this down. The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. In this single truth, the illusion of distance dissolves, okay? You are not a being looking at God from afar. You are awareness itself looking through the same window from both sides. You are awareness itself looking through the same window from both sides. The divine is not somewhere else waiting to be found. It is the consciousness by which you see, feel, and know. When you gaze upon the world with love, it is God recognizing God through form. Every act of perception is a mirror turned inward, a reminder that the observer and the observed are born from the same light. Okay? Same light. To see through God's eye is to see without judgment. To perceive not through fear or lack, but through the clarity of being, of existence. You might experience those things, right? But that's just a byproduct of your existence. Your anxiety or fear or even feeling separate sometimes is just a byproduct of you existing. And existence is fulfillment. Existence is the fact, right? Just your perception of separation is the fact that you're absolutely in union with Source. And you get this divine opportunity simply to know yourself more by experiencing desires, accepting them as yours, going through the illusion of time, which just is your consciousness putting together some kind of coherent, story to connect you from one desire to the next. How beautiful, okay? To see through God's eyes, to see without judgment, to perceive not through fear or lack, right? I didn't say to not feel fear or lack, okay? I said to perceive not through fear or lack, but through the clarity of being. Even my fear is proof of my existence, which is proof of my worthiness. Lack is simply desire, which is just my soul looking inward, knowing that I'm so much more. It's proof of my worthiness for that desire. In that vision, everything becomes sacred and nothing is ordinary. The flower, the stranger, the reflection in the mirror, all are expressions of the same awareness beholding itself. When this truth dawns within you, seeking ends, for you realize you were never the one looking for God. You were the lens through which God was already looking. I'm going to say that one more time. The flower, the stranger, the reflection in the mirror, all are expressions of the same awareness beholding itself. When this truth dawns within you, seeking ends, for you realize you were never the one looking for God. You were the lens through which God was already looking. You're never looking for God. You're never separate from God. God is the one looking out with you, as you. You're not separate from that prosperity or from that love. That love is you looking out at itself. That prosperity is you looking out at itself. If God revealed the totality of divine presence at once, the human mind would shatter beneath its brilliance. So the infinite cloaks itself in limitation, allowing you to meet it through taste, sound, laughter, and tears. Every sensation is a translation of the divine. Every breath is communion. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so next part, all right, the art of divine forgetting. So in this one, we're going to go to the Gospel of Thomas. All right, so in the Gospel of Thomas, quote by Jesus, your I am awareness. All right. When you know yourselves, then you will be known, and you will understand that you are the children of the living Father. When you know yourselves. It's always beautiful how we have so many spiritual teachers that say that, right? To know yourself is to know God. When you know yourself, then you will know God. There's no, this is a very profound statement because you are the divine. And it's not talking about knowing the physical you, right? When someone asks who you are, or what do you like about yourself? You say, I'm just a kind person and I show up for other people and I'm... No. But who are you? Take away the labels. And who are you, right? When you pick up your hand and you look at your hand, who is looking at your hand? Who is the one that is looking out of your eyes? When you say that you're sad or angry or happy, who is the I that is feeling sad or angry or happy? Who is the one who thinks that they're a good person? Who is the one who thinks? Who is the one who feels like they're kind? Who is the one who feels hurt when that other person does something to them? You're pure awareness. Okay? You are pure awareness. When you know that you are pure awareness, then you will be known. And you will understand that you are the children of the living Father. All right, so let's break this down, okay? To know yourself is not to memorize your story or your name, but to awaken to the silent awareness beneath them. It is to strip away the layers of identity that were built from fear, comparison, and conditioning. Even saying I am a nice person, that's built on comparison. Nice according to who? Nice according to what standard? No, you just are. Whatever story that you attach after that, you just are. You just exist. Well, I am just a loving person. No, you are love. Loving person according to who? By whose standard? When we stop identifying ourselves based on what the world tells us, based on what we think in comparison to others, and we really start to strip down who we are, we get to the truth. You just are. Who are you? You just are. You just exist. You would exist without this body. You would exist without your memories, without your thoughts, without the labels, without any of those things. You are existence itself, okay? So to know yourself is not to memorize your story or your name, but to awaken to the silent awareness beneath them. It is to strip away the layers of identity that were built from fear, comparison, and conditioning until what remains is the unshakable stillness of God within. This knowing, right, it's not intellectual. This is not an intellectual knowing. It is simply a revelation. When you remember who you are, the universe recognizes you. For creation itself is compelled to mirror divine awareness once it remembers its source. Profile. So I'm going to go a little bit further, right? To be a child of the living Father is to live as the breath of eternity wrapped in form. It is to walk through the world as an emissary of light, knowing that your existence is not accidental but intentional, an expression of divine imagination. This is not about becoming spiritual. You can't become spiritual. You are God. You're not becoming spiritual. What does that even mean? It's about remembering your origin. You were never separate. You were never lost. You were never forgotten. The moment you truly know yourself, you realize that all along it was God knowing itself as you. We're trying to find God, but we are God. How can you find who you are? How can you find who you are? This is the highest form of self-actualization. I am source. I am God. I am all that there is. Forgetfulness, then, is part of knowing. You forget so that you can remember again. And each remembrance deepens the intimacy between you and the source. The separation is not rejection, but a divine romance. The lover hiding behind the curtain just to feel the thrill of being found. All right? Hide and go get it. All right? Even the cry, "Where are you, God?" is sacred. Right? Even that cry is sacred. It is God calling God back into awareness. The longing is the link, and the silence is the space where love echoes the loudest. I love this shit. All right, so number 4, the reflection in all things. Appreciate it. The reflection in all things. All right, so here's a quote by Rumi. Love is the bridge between you and everything. What does that mean? Love is the bridge between you and everything. It means it's all love. God is love. Source is love. You simply are love. I'm not talking about the bubble bath and nice dinner date version of love. I mean, you just are love. The fabric of reality. Love. Love. Okay? So love is the bridge between you and everything. It is not emotion, possession, or desire, but the vibration, okay, that dissolves all illusion of separation. What is the vibration of God? It's you. You are the vibration of God. You are the vibration of God. Love is the current through which God flows into recognition of itself. When you love, you cross the invisible gap between the seen and the unseen, between the self and the whole. Every act of genuine love is a revelation that there was never a bridge to cross. Every act of genuine love is a revelation that there was never a bridge to cross. Only the remembrance that both sides were already one. To love, to live through love, is to see the divine in all things, even in the eyes of those who do not see it in you. I'm going to say that one more time, all right? To live through love is to see the divine in all things, even in the eyes of those who do not see it in you. Love unveils the sacred geometry of existence, the invisible thread connecting every heart to the one. When you walk in love, you no longer seek to be understood. You become understanding itself. When you walk in love, you no longer seek to be understood. You become understanding itself. You no longer need to be loved. You realize you are love wearing a body. It is love that returns you to God, not through striving, but through surrender to the truth that there was never anything else. God dang, that was profound. I got to read it again. Got to read it again. All right. To live through love is to see the divine in all things, even in the eyes of those who do not see it in you. Love unveils the sacred geometry of existence, the invisible thread connecting every heart to the one. When you walk in love, you no longer seek to be understood. You become the understanding itself. You no longer need to be loved. You realize you are love wearing a body. It is love that returns you to God, not through striving, but through surrender to the truth that there was never anything else. When you forget that you are divine, creation becomes your mirror. Every person, challenge, and joy reflects a hidden piece of the one. The moment you stop searching outside and turn inward, you realize that the face of the beloved has been looking through your eyes all along. Do you hear that? Okay. Do you hear that, right? We had a discussion not too long ago where I talked about these 3 levels of seeing people, seeing reality, right? And it was seeing reality through the eyes of lust, love, and devotion. Okay. And so those are my words to use. Now, of course, in this discussion, I'm using love as simply the highest form, simply love that is. Okay, but I simply use the word devotion to highlight the profoundness of what I was trying to say. Okay, when we look at the world through the eyes of lust, and I'm not just talking about lust as a sexual, feeling. I'm talking about lust for life. All right, when we think of lust, or when we look at the world from the eyes of lust, we're always trying to extract. Right, I'm trying to extract something from this job so I can feel good. Extract something from this woman so I can feel good. Right? I'm trying to extract something from something, somebody to feel better about me. I used to feel good about myself. I'm defined by what I can receive. Okay, that's lust. Next is love. Okay, and I'm going to read this one more time and I'm going to talk about love. Okay. When you forget that you are divine, creation becomes your mirror. When you forget that you are divine, creation becomes your mirror. Every person, challenge, and joy reflects a hidden piece of the one. You are the one. Okay? So when I look at the world purely from love, right? Okay. And remember, when I'm saying these 3 things, these are my words, right? So when I look at life from love, everything is a mirror. It's still through separation, right? It's still showing me pieces of me that I need to fix, pieces of me that I need to work on to be better for you, pieces of me that I need to fix so that you can actually be better for me. All right? It's cool, but it's still separation. All right? The highest is devotion. Right? What is devotion? Devotion is I look at you and I see perfection because I see God. I look at you and I see that you are the temple of God. Right? When I speak to you, I'm speaking to God. Right? When I'm thinking of you, I'm thinking of God. This gives a different definition to prayer and worship. Right? When I taste you, right? This is my way of worshiping God. Right? It's a different look of reality. Right? We completely dissolve the boundaries, the illusion of separation. And when I look at people with devotion, guess what? When I see them all as perfect, I give them the energetic space so a perfect version of them can step forward. So this is what I'm talking about in this, all right? So the next part I said was the moment you stop searching outside, don't need a mirror. I'm simply everything. The moment you stop searching outside and turn inward, you realize that the face of the beloved has been looking through your eyes all along. I'm not seeking love because I am love. In everything I experience, everyone that I experience is simply an overflowing of the love that I already am. It's a celebration. I see more than a mirror. I see more than flaws. I see more than all of that. I simply see God. I see the perfection within you. Therefore, you must show up as perfect, even in the ways that I can't expect. Right? You show up as perfect in ways that I don't even predict or have to affirm for or need to visualize or do state akin to sleep. I need do none of that. Because I am no longer trying to go out in reality and change things out there with thoughts and feelings. I am simply being and allowing life and God to take care of itself as it always does. It's that returning back to truth. It's that stripping away the illusion, right? You no longer have to live in the illusion. You no longer have to be a slave to the illusion. You can decide how this game goes from this point forward, all right? So that's what I meant in this. It's moving from that love to devotion, okay? Now, in the context of this discussion, love is the highest, right? But just in that example, when I gave those 3 levels, it was lust, love, then devotion, which I should probably change it to lust, a divine mirror, and then love, devotion. But the way that I had it before already sounds profound enough. I'm not going to change it. Never mind. I just talked my way out of that. All right. So when you forget that you are divine, creation becomes your mirror. Every person, challenge, and joy reflects a hidden piece of the one. The moment you stop searching outside and turn inward, you realize that the face of the beloved has been looking through your eyes all along. All right. So Luke 17:21, the kingdom of God is within you. Okay. And so we also know that in scripture to say, what? Seek ye first the kingdom and all these things will be added to you. Well, if the kingdom is within you and you need to seek ye first the kingdom, what is seeking the kingdom? It's just knowing yourself as all that there is. Seek ye first the kingdom. The kingdom is within you. Know yourself as all that there is. When we hear, God is within you. When we hear those things, why I'm very adamant about saying that you are God instead of saying God is within you, because when we say God is within you, or everything that you desire, right, is within you, we think that we have to dig somewhere within ourselves, find it, through some kind of transcendental meditation that dissolves us into nothingness and removes the boundaries of our mind, right? No, you just are God. You can do all of that. It doesn't add or subtract from all that there is. You're already all that there is. You're all that there is with the plant medicine. You're all that there is with or without the meditation. You're all that there is with or without the healthy raw diet. You're all that there is no matter what. You just are all that there is. We as humans want to make this conditional. We'll say, well, no, I'm more God if I look like this, if I'm from this part of the world. If I study this way of doing things. I'm more God if I eat like this, work out like this, meditate like this, think like this, wear this type of jewelry. Right? If I howl at the moon and hold crystals in the sky during the blood moon, that makes me more divine than you. These are all limitations that we create. These are all aspects of the ego simply being outpictured in reality, when the truth is that God is closer to you than God is closer to anyone. Because God is closer to you. God is you. So no one can be closer to God than you. God is closer to you than you are to yourself, closer to you than you are to your breath. No matter how hot your breath is right now, God is closer to you than you are to your damn self. Right? Start stripping away the illusions of separation, the illusions of I have to strive and I have to, I have to take a bath in a goat's blood tonight to be worthy, and tie a pink ribbon into a origami butterfly under the full moon. Release the illusion of thinking that right now you're not absolutely perfect. Release it. Let it go. Right now you are absolutely worthy. Okay? There was never a distance between you and God. Only a dream of distance. There was never a distance between you and God, only a dream of distance. I used to be there, right? I would see, some brother out in the middle of the forest with his camera phone on, staring at the sun, shirt off, full of crystals, breathing deeply, telling me about how I need to open my pineal gland, I would think, man, this brother is close to God. Let me be like him. But that was just me creating this illusion of separation. It was me making God closer to some version of me out there that I didn't even know if I could ever get to it. I was putting God in some illusion of a future that doesn't exist. Maybe one day when I do all these things, I'll be closer to God. Maybe one day when I eat like this, after I fast this many days, I'll get the miracle. Maybe when I feel better, after I do 1,000 affirmations and go to sleep tonight and visualize, all of these things simply create distance between us and God. We treat all of these techniques and crystals and tools as intermediaries when there is no intermediary. Your subconscious mind is not a gatekeeper between you and God, nor is your nervous system, nor are the crystals, nor is your lack of sunlight because you've been locked in doing work, nor is your lack of sleep, nor is your lack of meditation because life is busy and your kids are just taking up all your time right now. Nor is your lack of a good diet because the funds may be low and you can't afford to eat organic fruit every day. None of this makes you further from God. There is no space, no distance between you and God, only a dream of distance. You are the dreamer awakening in your own creation, remembering that the light you sought was the light by which you were always seeing. The God that you seek is the God that is you. The God that you're looking for is the God that is you, watching you look for yourself. Profound. All right. So, next, you are not a wanderer abandoned by the divine. You are God exploring the garden of its own creation. Every question, every silence, every feeling of distance is an invitation to remember that the seeker and the sought were never two. When God hides, it is not withdrawal, it is wonder. Okay? So back to the Quran, Quran 2:115, right? Wherever you turn, there is the face of God. Wherever you turn, there is the face of God. Okay? So breathe. Breathe, beloved. Even in the dark, you are still wrapped in the radiance of your own disguise. Even in anxiety, even fear, even in doubt, you are still just as perfect. Okay? Your oneness with God is not a feeling, it is a fact. All right? So a couple reflection questions and then a love letter to y'all. 3 reflection questions, a love letter, and then some affirmations. Okay? Cool. Number one. When I feel distant from life or from God, what would change if I saw that separation as the very way love invites me back to awareness? My brother. So think about that question. Right? When I feel distant from life or from God, what would change if I saw that separation as the very way love invites me back to awareness? Of course you can have a hug. You know this. Okay? Number 2. Here we go. How might I live differently if I recognize that love is not something I give or receive, but the essence of what I am? How would I move differently if instead of me trying to seek and believe I have to give love to get it, making it transactional, what if I simply accepted that I just am love? Reality is love. Let that one marinate in your mind right now. Go on and juggle that in your brain. Alex, I only want to juggle my SP right now. Too bad. Juggle these questions. All right? How might I live differently if I recognize that love is not something I give or receive, but the essence of what I am. Okay? And number three. I have been in your journals. How did you know I was in your journals? I have been in them. I was creeping through them. All right? And number three, in what moments have I experienced love? Revealing that there was never truly a bridge between me and the world, only presence meeting itself. I want you to think about when have you met love in a stranger? In a random compliment? In just a good conversation with a friend? In a hug from a parent? All those moments are just the love that you are, recognizing the love that you are, experiencing itself. How else would God experience the love that it is without the illusion of separation? Facts. How else would God experience the love that it is without the illusion of separation? Okay? So here's a love letter, all right? This letter is me to me. It's me to me. But I want you to hear it as if it's you writing to yourself. Okay? This is a good one. My beloved self, you have spent lifetimes searching for the bridge back to God, trying to feel the warmth of the divine that you thought you had lost. But today, remember this. There is no bridge to cross, no distance to close. Love has never left you. It has been the pulse of your being since the beginning, the quiet hum beneath every breath, the invisible light within your eyes. When you ache for connection, that ache itself is proof of the connection. It is love calling you back to awareness, whispering you are already home. You do not need to become holy because you already are. You were formed from sacred fire, shaped by consciousness, and kissed into existence by the eternal. Every moment of your life, even the ones that hurt, has been God studying its own reflection through you. The times you felt abandoned were not divine rejection, but divine invitation. The lover hiding behind the veil so that you could rediscover the thrill of reunion. Love is not something you must reach for. It is what you are made of. You are the bridge, the river, and the traveler all at once. When you look upon the world, you are God meeting God in infinite disguise. You are the ocean learning its waves, the flame finding its warmth, and nothing was ever missing. So breathe deeply and return to that knowing. Let love see through your eyes again. Let it move your words, your choices, your silences. You do not need to chase light. You only need to uncover it. For even now, in this very breath, the living Father is alive within you. You were never apart. You were only dreaming of distance so that love could have the joy of being found again with eternal remembrance, right? I am that I am. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. All right, so I got a lot of affirmations. I got like 10 for you. Don't get a writer's cramp trying to keep up with me. All right, remember, I'm going to upload this doc to YouTube, so it's all yours. It's already yours. And remember, when we're saying these affirmations, you're not trying to be anything, okay? This is divine remembrance of who you've always been. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's divine remembrance of who you've always been, okay? So number 1, I am not reaching for love. I am love remembering itself. I am not reaching for love. I am love remembering itself. Short and sweet, okay? Number two, the bridge between me and God was never broken, for I was never apart. The bridge between me and God was never broken, for I was never apart. The illusion of separation is just that. It's an illusion. Just the fact that I can perceive separation is proof of my absolute unity. Okay, next. Every breath I take is communion with the source that lives within me. Every beat of my heart is proof of the source that lives within me. Okay. Next, even when I forget, I am still the presence of love in motion. Even when I forget, I am still the presence of love in motion. Next, I see the divine in all things. For the eye through which I see is the same eye through which God sees me. I see the divine in all things. For the eye with which I see is the same eye with which God sees me. Beautiful. Next, I am the breath of God made visible, the infinite gazing upon itself through form. Powerful. I am the breath of God made visible, the infinite gazing upon itself through form. Love it. Love it. Next. Love is not what I feel. It is what I am before feelings begin. Love is not what I feel. It is what I am before feelings begin. Nice. We got three more. The space I once called separation is the silence where God and I remember we are one. No, that was it. Just two. I did one in the beginning. Matter of fact, I'll read it again though. Okay. The space I once called separation is the silence where God and I remember we are one. Okay. Next. My awareness is the altar upon which eternity recognizes its own reflection. My awareness, my consciousness, right, is the altar upon which eternity recognizes its own reflection. My view, my perspective, right, is the altar upon which eternity recognizes its own reflection. Hey, I appreciate you. Kat. Right, we're all on this journey together. I'm grateful to be on this journey with all of y'all. Okay, I'm grateful to be on this journey with all of y'all. Okay. And last but certainly not least, right, even in my unknowing, I am the knowing of God disguised as a human heartbeat. Even in my unknowing, I am the knowing of God disguised as a human heartbeat. All right, so just in case you joined late, I got one more love letter for you. Okay, one more love letter for you. Here we go. My beloved self, rest now. You have spent lifetimes trying to manage what has never needed your control. The rivers still run, the sun still rises, and your breath moves without command. This is grace in motion. God has already taken care of it all, and you are simply remembering that truth. The universe hums in divine order, and you are not separate from it. You are its pulse, its rhythm, and its awareness made flesh. Abundance was never something to earn. It is the natural fragrance of your being. Love was never something to find. It has always been the space you breathe in. Peace is not an achievement. It is the quiet truth beneath every thought. Joy is not a visitor. It is the song of your eternal self. Everything else, the fear, the striving, the illusion of lack, is a passing dream dissolving in the light of your remembrance. You no longer need to fix. Oh, got the puzzle piece. All right. You no longer need to fix, chase, or prove. Life has already arranged itself in perfection. Even your detours were divine choreography. The same intelligence that turns galaxies turns your heart toward wholeness. You can trust the unfolding because it is you unfolding. So walk lightly, beloved, knowing that the I am within you is the silent architect of all that is. Let the current of existence carry you and call it worship. Let laughter be your prayer, stillness be your altar, and gratitude be your language. You are already home in the infinite and everything is already done. Right? I am that I am, no matter what. No matter what. Cool. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let me make, y'all saying a lot about this document. Let me make sure I don't forget. You know, sometimes when we start going for a long time, your boy does forget. Oh, shit. All right. So that is it, y'all. That's what we wanted to talk about today. So, in conclusion, how else would God experience itself without the illusion of separation? Okay. So let's do questions. If y'all have questions, if y'all want to join, go ahead. Let's talk. Let us talk. I can't believe we still have to wait years for this new Demon Slayer movie, man. For the second Infinity Castle movie. And then another couple years for the last one. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. We're all in this journey together, okay? All of us are in this journey together. What y'all want to talk about, man? So separation. Ooh, and I'm just drinking water. It's just water. All right, so separation to experience love. But first we need to experience love internally. You just have to know yourself as love, right? It's knowing that everything is love. Okay. So when we will say things like knowing ourselves as love, or not knowing ourselves as love, we'll say things like we have to feel love internally. But then I have to do something to receive. That's still I have to do something. No, I simply have to know myself as love. Okay? The flower doesn't have to experience love internally for it to be fed by the divine. It just is. The same way you simply just need to be. You simply just need to know that you are loved, know that you are taken care of, know that you are all that there is, and allow that to unfold within you. Okay? It's not about conjuring up anything within yourself. It's simply about deciding. It's a decision. It's a choice. Okay? It's simply the choice to know yourself as all that there is. I hate when they tell us to move in that kind of... I swear, man. I swear. By the time it comes out, I'm gonna have to just watch the whole damn show over again for the fourth time. Who produces it? It's anime. I think the team is UFO Table. So you saying, but how do I get to that point? I get it, right? It's always a how. It's always a but how, but give me a practical way. I mean, there's nothing for you to do. It's just you have to remember, okay? Here's the thing, guys. Okay, here's the thing. Sorry, I'm just in a super zen mood today. I mean, it's extremely zen mood. Let me lock in so I can answer these questions, or else I'm just gonna be like, it just is what it is. Just go with life. All right. But how? Okay. The illusion is to think that you have to do anything to get what you want. All right. This is the illusion. The illusion is that it was in the pocket. I don't know how to translate that. I don't know how to translate that. But life is good. I just say it like that. Life is good. But all right. So there's always this illusion that I have to do something to get. Like, how do I get it? How do I step into this prosperous version of me? I get that I'm God, but how? Okay. It's not about what you have to do. It's about what you have to remove. Okay. What you have to remove is all of the limiting beliefs that make you believe that you have to do something. Okay. Let's talk about limiting beliefs right now. Do you believe that you have to sit and visualize all day to get what you want? Okay. If you do you believe that if you stopped visualizing right now, all of a sudden your entire life would evaporate into nothingness? All right. If you believe that you have to affirm to get something, if you stopped affirming right now, do you believe your entire life would fall into nothingness? If you cast a spell right now, do you believe that somebody else could cast a spell against your spell, and now you're in a war of spells? You're in there like Harry Potter doing Avada Kedavras towards each other, hoping that your spell lasts. Do you believe that you have to meditate more? Do you believe that you have to feel better? Do you believe that you have to focus on certain thoughts more? Do you believe that you have to eat better? What do you believe? What do you believe that you have to do? All of those are limitations. Every single thing is a limitation. Do you believe that right now you're not perfect enough? You have to feel better about yourself. You have to work on your self-concept. How does that make sense? You're God. You're the self-concept of God. If you are God and you are all that there is, why do you have to work on your self-concept? For what? What greater self-concept is there than I am God? Okay? So it is your thought. It is your belief and assumption that you have to do more to get more. That is the assumption that I am not it right now and I can't get it. Listen to what I am saying. Your belief that you have to do more and be more to get what you want is an affirmation that you are not good enough right now, so you can't have what you want. There's only right now. You get to make a decision right now on who you are. You get to choose. Are you going to tell a lie about yourself that I'm just not good enough? Or are you going to tell the truth and actually say that you're God? And if you're God and you are perfect, then what is there to do? Does God have to regulate his nervous system? Does God have to feel good to manifest? Right? You've never read in the Bible where it said, well, the sick man walked up to Jesus and Jesus said, I just don't feel good today. I would heal you, but, I just woke up. I got a crook in my neck. I'm not feeling it today. I'm not in the mood. You've never read that story. Okay? So if this is a story of consciousness about you, why are we creating all these conditions for the unconditional? Oh, well, I have to walk around and embody prosperity to be prosperity, and yet how? If you've never seen a dollar, how do you embody prosperity? Matter of fact, when do you know that you're in alignment? When do you know that you're the right vibration of prosperity? Somebody please enlighten me. Please give me the formula that you use. When I start asking you this, what you're going to realize is that you're just making shit up in your mind. You're just walking around like a little psychopath saying, oh, God, I just feel like I'm in alignment today, so I am. And then you're walking around and you say, oh, I feel sad because they cut me off in traffic. I must not be in alignment. You're just making shit up. You are the vibration of God. How could you not be in alignment? You're so in alignment that you could tell the story and say, oh, I'm just not in alignment because I don't feel good. I guess I just don't feel good, so I'm not it. I can't get it anymore. You are so divine that you can tell that story and reality will say yes. Reality will absolutely say, yeah, okay, cool. If that's who you are being right now, then that's who you are. None of y'all have a vibration thermometer. But I do have one that you can buy on Amazon. A vibration thermometer. You shove it up your ass. It starts beeping when you're in alignment. When you're the vibration of your specific person, the vibration of prosperity, it beeps. Beep, 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 beep. But when you're out of alignment, it powers down, it vibrates. So it gives you a shock so you can raise your vibration again. All right. Links in the bio. Go and grab it. Okay? The point is, you are already everything that you desire to be. You are source. You are God. It's that we create this separation. We think that it's the next meditation will get me there for sure. Oh, I can't wait to get home so I can do my state akin to sleep tonight. I can't wait until I can get home and do my affirmations. Oh no, I just can't be around my mom. She's bringing my vibration down. I can't get my specific person. Do you know how crazy that is? I want you to think about this. Oh no, I can't be around those people because they just bring my vibration down. Instead, I just have to affirm. I just have to go home and say my affirmations in the mirror so I can get my specific person. So what we're doing is we're putting this intermediary or this boundary in between us and God. Okay? We're saying, here I am. But if I say the right affirmations, this is the vehicle to my divinity. You're putting the power outside of you. There's no difference in you praying to some God in the sky to save you and help you and to bring and begging this God in the sky to do something for you if you ask him nice enough. Now you go to hoping that if you say the affirmation nice enough, magically life will change. It's the same thing. You're still putting the power outside of you. You're begging reality to change through your crystals, through your plant medicine trip, through your meditation, through your affirmations, through your visual. When all of those things, they're cool, but they're tools. And the tool has no power without you. The tool has no power without you. All right? The hammer doesn't work without you. The toaster doesn't work unless the electricity is running through it. You're the electricity. Okay? So don't give me. I'm not saying that any of these things are bad. Because I did post a short the other day, and there's a whole bunch of people in there just arguing for affirmations. No, Alex, the affirmations are. Look, I'm not saying don't do affirmations. All I'm saying is that we have to stop putting the power outside of us, thinking that those things are powerful. When the affirmation is just an anchor, it's a reminder. You tell yourself, you remind yourself that you already are it. When you're doing it from the perspective of I'm trying to get, I want you, let's think about this, okay? Because who you are, we'll often hear that it'll say, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. Beautiful, okay? That's absolutely true. So if I'm somebody who is saying affirmations to get something, or if I'm visualizing something to get something, I'm just being somebody trying to get, I'm visualizing myself trying to get something. I'm visualizing myself trying to get something. So what am I creating? I'm just creating more situations where I'm trying to get something. The affirmations, the visualizations, the meditation, all these things are tools to remind yourself, to anchor yourself in the truth of who you are right now. Okay? God is not a vending machine. Every affirmation is not a quarter or a nickel or a penny, or if you feel good, now that nickel turns into $1. Oh, I feel good, so my affirmation is extra powerful right now. Okay? Do all of those things, y'all, but do them for fun. Do them for the love of the game. Do them as reminders of who you already are right now. Stop putting your power in them because, okay, here's another thing. Because you deserve to have a beautiful life in all areas. So let's play a game. Let's pretend that you have your specific person right now. You've been affirming day and night for them. You wake up in the morning and you go to your affirmation Bible, your magic manifestation notebook, where you have all your favorite SP specific person affirmations in here. And you think, today they'll like this one. You start affirming it all day. They love me. They love me. They think I'm pretty. They think I'm pretty. There's no third party. You start affirming that, okay? Let's say they show up. And now in your mind, you believe that the affirmation was the power. You say, oh my God, because I've been saying this so many times, they're here. Beautiful. I love this for you. Okay. Now let's say that you have an argument. And they look at you in your face. And they say, don't fucking talk to me anymore. You haven't changed. You're still the same, bro. I'm out of here. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't hit me up. I do not want to hear from you. And they walk out. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit there while they're doing that and affirm for them to stop? Matter of fact, let's not even make it that dramatic. Y'all just get into an argument. I'm not even going to make it that dramatic for you because I'm not going to trigger some of y'all. Some of y'all heart is beating fast as hell right now hearing that. But Alex, all right, let's say that y'all just have an argument, okay? And they just tell you, bro, you're just getting on my damn nerves right now. I just don't want to fucking talk to you right now. Please get out of my face, okay? What are you going to do then? Are you going to actually be present and still be able to see them perfect, see them as God, know that it's going to work out, knowing you're just having a moment? Matter of fact, are you going to put yourself in the center of reality and say, you're not going to treat me like that? You'll come around. You'll apologize to me because you know that I am this God-like being. I am God. Or are you going to sit there and not even be able to engage with them because you're going to have to go back to your magic notebook? You have to find the sacred notebook, the sacred notebook of affirmations, and find the right one. Let me find the right one for their ass. You go into that motherfucker like a magic spell book. And while they're talking to you, you can't even be present because you're too busy trying to affirm in your mind. What are you going to do? Why I'm not pushing you away from affirmations as if they're a bad thing. What I'm saying is that you don't need them. They can be a good anchor, a good tool in this moment as a reminder of who you are. But wouldn't it simply feel better to know who you are, know that everything was going to work out, and actually engage with life fully? Let me give you another thing, all right? Let's say you're on this journey to manifest a specific person, okay? And so you're going on these mental diet fasts, all right? You are doing all these affirmations and you're visualizing, okay, cool. How is the rest of your life looking? Meaning, are you less present with your friends because you think they're going to bring your vibration down and now you can't get that person that you want? Are you less present with your parents because they might bring your vibration down and you can't get what you want? Are you less present at your job because instead of paying attention, you're sitting there trying to affirm and keep your mind right and monitor every thought and emotion? At what point do you get tired of that? If they showed up right now, would you even be a good person if you're doing that? Would you even be, would you even have a fulfilling life? Would you? This is not about this whole journey, right? It's not simply about you learning a couple affirmations or a couple tricks to get some, specific person to stroke your ego because you can't bear to be by yourself, right? Everything was breaking down with them and you were trying to Google how to make it work with my ex, how to get my ex back, and you magically came across a manifestation video, and now you're in every single live stream with 13 different creators. You're looking at every YouTube video saying, click here to manifest your specific person in 30 minutes. You're listening to every subliminal tape, doing every trick, and your entire life has turned into a how to manifest a specific person class. And you've been doing it for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, a year, and nothing has changed and your life has not gotten better. Who do you believe the problem? Where do you think the problem lies? You've been affirming and visualizing every day, every night. You have an affirmation alarm clock. The AAC, the affirmation alarm clock, you call it. Your entire routine is built around putting yourself in a positive vibration in the morning for this person. Has your life gotten better because of this? Okay. Every path on this journey is meant to push you down, push you to the absolute truth or to the knowing that you are already source. You are already all that there is. And if you're already all that there is, you can do whatever you want, but you don't have to do any of those things. Okay? When you're doing those things from lack, they simply turn into pleads, prayers of lack. It's sitting down and doing the affirmations, hoping that they'll work. Just hoping that they'll work. Hoping that they'll prove to you that something is for real. It's no different than you sitting in church, going up to the front when the pastor calls somebody forth, getting on your knees and begging to God and hoping that some kind of prayer will come down. It's the exact same thing. You're simply operating from lack, man. All right? And you are more than that. You're better than that. You're larger than that. You are all that there is. I know sometimes I tell a couple jokes and all that, but I say all of this from love. Okay? The only thing keeping you from having the life that you want is 9 times out of 10 is simply our refusal to accept that we're already the person we desire to be. Okay. Here's another question to really let you know. If answer this question honestly, if you do affirmations and visualizations if you do visualization and affirmations to try to get stuff, okay, no problem with those things. Okay. So once again, I want to reiterate that I have no problem with these things, but if you stopped affirming or visualizing right now, forever, what do you think would happen? You think you would lose some things? Certain things wouldn't be able to show up in your life anymore? What do you think would happen? That should tell you right there where you believe the power is. What do you believe would happen if you right now stopped affirming or visualizing? Now, if you think that life would just cease to exist, it would crumble, fade away, well, I would really challenge you and say, okay, where are you putting the power? Where are you putting the power? Where are you putting the power? Okay. Cool. Sometimes it's fun. It's getting away from the noise, but the thoughts on awkward silence. I mean, it's only awkward if you identify with it as being awkward. I have people that I talk with pretty consistently, And one thing that I tell a lot of is I enjoy the silence. I enjoy the silence, right? It's just the presence, right? Being able to just simply be present with somebody. I enjoy it, right? Don't really need to fill up the space with a lot of words. So I mean, why are you judging it as awkward is what I would ask. Why would you label it that? Here's the thing, like God handles everything anyway. Look at God handles everything. Life just handles itself. Unless you get in the way. I simply allow the current of life to flow. I simply allow life to do what it does. I allow God to do what it does. And I just know who I am. And because I know who I am, because I know who I am, as God, right, I allow God to do his thing. That's it. That is it. If I don't combat the negative, it's more pressing and creates a mess in my life. That must have been the second part of something. Oh, it's more stagnant, honestly, or I get comfortable. I'm more stagnant, honestly, or I get comfortable. Oh, that must have been about the affirmations. I got you. Is that the accept? Okay, so if you're saying that if you don't, if you stop affirming, and don't fight off that negativeness, it'll create something in your life. Well, then, isn't that also the acceptance of? Isn't that also an assumption that all your thoughts create reality? Okay, so number one, it's an assumption that your thoughts create reality, but it's also just a story. You're saying that, okay, if I think negative, then I'm going to get negative results. Instead of just deciding that I am source. My thoughts are not me. My thoughts just pass by. I still receive all the aspects of divinity that I am. Right? Think about your story, y'all. That's actually a very, very good point because it highlights something, okay? If you believe that if you stopped affirming or visualizing, then your life will get worse, question your beliefs. Well, why do you believe you have to do something to receive what you already are? You are God, you are source, you are prosperity, love, wholeness, all that, peace, joy, love, all of that, okay? Why do you believe you have to do something to receive what you already are? If the universe or God, which is just you, doesn't give you what you want, but gives you what you are, what you want is what you are, by the way, which is always interesting because I'm always itching to go there in these discussions. We'll get there soon. We're just not there yet. But what you want is what you are. What you are is what you want. Same thing, same difference, right? But anyways, for the point of this conversation, what makes you think that the God that is you will not simply give you what you are? What makes you think that you have to do anything to receive what you are? Rhetorical question right now, but it's something to think about. And I think that might be able to help you kind of expand into a little bit more ease. Okay. It might help you expand into a little bit more ease. Exactly. You are your desire, right? You are an infinite being. Of course, exactly like you said, right? Nobody desires what we deem as negative. I simply am positivity. I am God. I am source. I've experienced it as I'm perceiving something and realizing the thought or the reflection. I feel you. I would still ask the same thing. So you can perceive something and you can still realize that the thought is negative. Perfect, right? But all your thoughts don't create reality anyway. So why does that one? Why does that one? All right, y'all. Your boy getting tired, and I gotta take my parents to the airport tomorrow morning. They're going for a vacation. Try to go pick them up, take them to DFW Airport. They're going to have a nice little vacation together, get together. How many of y'all just thought about your SP when I said that? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you just thought about your little specific person. And said, oh. Go on and raise your hand and say, I'm guilty. But yeah, they're going to have a nice trip. And I'm going to be in Houston next week. So if any of y'all are in Houston, let your boy know. I'll probably do something on Thursday. Next Thursday. I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, and I'll leave Friday. And Friday I go to Vegas. And then after that I'm going to LA. So if any of y'all are in Houston, Vegas, or LA, I'll probably put some stuff out. So if y'all want to meet, I'll probably just pick a place. I'll just probably pick a place and a time. And be like, y'all pull up. Peace, my brother. Peace. I appreciate you. I used to live I'ma still do the live. Oh, I might still do the lives. Who knows? Appreciate you. Thank you. It's good to meet you as well. Thank you. So, but yeah. The dates, I don't know. I know I'll be there, but have I bought the plane ticket? As y'all, if you are looking at it, you'll see that I'm looking at the plane tickets right now. I haven't even bought the plane tickets yet. But I will be there. But I used to live in Monroe, Louisiana. I used to live in Monroe. Louisiana. But I've been all through Louisiana. I love Louisiana. Yeah. But anyways, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I'll put it on my story those days that I'm there, or I'll say it in the live stream, or y'all will just see that I'm there. But yeah, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Okay, beautiful, beautiful evening. And Houston, Vegas, and LA. Beautiful evening, and I shall talk to y'all soon. Okay, we'll probably do 2 again tomorrow. Probably do a morning. Yeah, we'll do 2. We'll do a morning and then an evening one tomorrow. Okay. Cool. A get ready with me TikTok is wild. If y'all see me upload a get ready with me, just know it's a clone. Okay, it's not your boy. All right, peace, man. Love y'all. Peace.